Shalom, shalom. Before I begin, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Al-Shah, Ba'ashem, Chakwadash, and the born the city apostles and elders, great millstone. Shalom to the Ikim, teaching his word throughout the four corners, in true sincerity. I'm back on another lesson. This man, probably Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Al-Shah, and Lord willing, to be edifying unto the elect. All right, and the topic of this lesson, all right, is to not be carnal, okay, to think spiritually. All right, and I'll just come up with a title, but that's going into that topic. All right, to not be carnally minded. All right, to not act on certain impulses, okay, that you may feel. All right, because to be honest, your feelings they don't exist. If you can understand what I'm saying, like your feelings don't have no importance. All right, especially when you under a dire situation, or example when we catch a hell, or all right, and especially times we about to go into, you cannot think carnally. You have to think, what is the Lord trying to show me? What the lesson can be learned from this? Okay, and these are things that myself, because I'm not perfect, that I can implement more, because it's certain emotions, all right, especially anger, that is a very strong, all right, emotion, all right, and you want to act on it because it's gonna feel good, but that's ultimately your flesh. Okay, that's ultimately your flesh, all right, trying to act. All right, because when you read Romans 8:6, right, okay, Romans 8:6, it says, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. And NLT, it says, so letting your sinful nature control your mind leads to death. All right, so you cannot let your flesh, right, your sinful nature control you. All right, because you may think that this is the right way to do it, or it's a right impulse to act on, and you might even try to justify it, but really it's not. Okay, you have to really understand the full scope of the situation. All right, like say you're going through something, right? Be the person, all right, be outside looking in. If you can understand, be outside looking in. Like, how does this look? What is really going on? Am I being attacked, all right, by Satan? All right, because we're constantly being attacked. All right, we have to constantly have that mindset that we're under attack by Satan. All right, because at the end of the day, all right, Yahweh Shai said it to I believe Peter, right, to Peter in Luke 22 and 31. It says, and the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan had desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat, but I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not, and when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. So again, these situations that we go through is Shaitan. All right, the spiritual entity to Shaitan, all right, is always acting, all right, on who he can sift, especially when it may seem that we're at our lowest point. But really, when you're at your lowest point, you're at your strongest. All right, because again, we have Yahweh Shai. He has prayed for us that our faith fail not. So the situations that we happen to get into, all right, that is ultimately a test from the Lord and an attack from Satan at the same time. All right, be outside looking in. All right, be like, all right, this is Satan. All right, and as long as you have that mindset, again, like I said in Romans 8, there's to be spiritually minded is life and peace, right? Because we always acting out of emotion, all right, out of your sinful nature, all right, impulses that are not wise at all, is going to lead unto death, because you don't have no control, all right, over yourself and over your mind, all right? And that's just a trait that we need to have, especially in this truth. Right, when you go into the word carnally, it goes into the sensuous nature of man, the animal nature. Right, you don't act like a savage. Right, not moving without wisdom. Okay, we have to constantly move with wisdom. All right, without any suggestion of depravity. The animal nature with cravings which incite to sin. The physical nature of man as subject to suffering. All right. So the flesh denotes mere human nature. The earthly nature of man from apart from divine influence, and therefore prone to sin and opposed to the Most High. So the Lord is opposed to having a carnal mind. Because how are you going to have a carnal mind and expect to learn the lessons that the Lord is throwing at you? That means you will never grow, right? Your faith will never be increased. You will never get an increase because you keep failing the same thing over and over and over again. What type of student is that? A student that's constantly failing. If that student constantly failing, you go kick that nigga out the class. This nigga, he's never going to learn because he can't get over this one thing. And if you see you can't get over that one thing, and at least you acknowledge it, like, Lord, if every time I come into this situation, I'm failing, give me strength. All right, and it's going to be granted unto you. All right, got to move with faith as well. All right, because we're constantly going to go through shit that's going to threaten, that's going to try to shake our faith, right? Try to make us stumble. Okay, but we have to remember that that is a good thing, right? Because that means we're doing something right. Okay, because Scripture says, blessed women are hated, women shall speak evil of you. Because we have this truth, we have this light. So, whether they know they doing it or not, right? You're under attack. It's remember, everything is a spiritual attack, right? More than it's physical. It says, because the carnal mind is enmity, right, against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be, so then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. It says, that's why those who are still under the control, because when you come into this truth, you're expected to be a new creature. You're supposed to put off, all right, another precept, right? Put off the old man. All right. It said that you put off. Ephesians 4:22 said that you put off concerning the former conversation the old man which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust. All right. So why do you put off the old man, your inward man, right? Your spirit. Where's that? 2 Corinthians 4:16. Right, hold on. Let's lock it. Ephesians 4:16, it says, for which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, the inward man is renewed day by day. So when your outward man is perishing, your old man, all right, that wicked man that, only acted on a sinful nature and wicked impulses, fleshly impulses, right, thinking carnally all the time, all right, that person is supposed to change. Okay, he's supposed to change completely. You're supposed to have a spiritual mind, because again, the Lord is making us better. All right, we have this wisdom and knowledge. All right, he's bringing us up on a level of wisdom, because we're gonna need it. All right, in the future. All right, because we're also needed to pass down, right, the lessons that we learn when other men come in, so we can help build them up for when all hell break loose. The things that we learned, all right, while we were in the truth, and those lessons and those impulses that we used to act on, and we got over it, we're gonna need to learn off of that. All right, imagine being in Jacob's trouble, all right, and you just acting off your own carnal mind, not having no faith in the Lord, just doing what you want to do, because doing what you think is right, having no faith. All right, you're gonna end up dying. You're not gonna succeed. You're not gonna be saved. All right, and if you cannot get over that hump, then fast, pray. Okay, do what you got to do. All right, so then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. Right, it says, but ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so be that the spirit of the Most High dwell in you, not if any man have not the spirit of Mashiach, all right, he is none of his. All right, NLT says, we are not controlled by your sinful nature. Right, you are controlled by the spirit if you have the spirit of the Most High living in you. And remember that those who do not have the spirit of Mashiach living in them do not belong to him at all. So there you go. All right, if you cannot control yourself, all right, because that also goes into, lust. That can also go into lust as well. All right, because your flesh is, seeking pleasure, what feels good. All right, acting off emotions when you get into certain situations. Okay, the Lord cannot deal with you. Scriptures say, be angry, right? Ephesians 4:26. Oh, I'm gonna just continue reading where I left off. Ephesians 4:22, that ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind. So again, being changed. All right, because imagine, again, going back to, an example, you being in a situation where the Lord's trying to show you something, teach you something, but you looking at it as, why the fuck I'm going through this? I'm getting attacked. All right, damn, niggas tripping. All right, say, for example, you at work. All right, yeah, at work, they talking shit. The niggas calling you talking shit. All right, instead of you praying or be like, all right, what the Lord trying to show me, or you just acting off of impulse, and next thing you know, you get fired from your job. You're not moving with wisdom. All right, you're not moving with wisdom. Okay, and especially in this truth, right? You're not putting off the old conversation of the old man being proud and shit. You're not listening to order. You getting kicked out. All right, and it says, be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that you put on the new man, which after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness. So the Lord is making us a new man. Not saying you being reborn again, all right, but you're becoming a new person. And we all go through it, right? People tell you, when you come to the truth, you change. You're different. All right, you're not the man you used to be. You don't do this, you don't do that no more, right? Because you have the spirit of the Lord, all right, on you. All right, you're moving with wisdom. You're not being carnally minded. All right, so for example, you had a hothead, and then you come to the truth, you get more calm, right? And you notice it too, right? It's not only other people around you, but you notice it too. Like, the Lord really helped me. Like, I used to be, a hothead, getting angry easy, and getting angry easy at every little thing, right? Ready to fight somebody. But now, I'm a whole different person, right? And it says, which after Most High is created in righteousness, true holiness, wherefore putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another. And it says, be angry and sin not, let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Never give place to the devil. So again, because when you get angry, that goes back to that carnal mind, acting on your sinful, nature, acting on emotions that really don't matter in the moment. All right, and I'm not telling you, be no bitch, right? Excuse my French, right? I'm not telling you be no bitch. Don't let niggas, don't let Jake punk you around or none. But really look at the situation. What's really going on? What is the Lord trying to show me? All right. You can be angry, but you can sin not, right? Somebody just talking shit, right? Because somebody just talking shit and you can't control your anger. You fired in Jake now. Now you killed them. Now you going to jail, right? Or you on the line and you teaching, and because we get scoffers on a daily. You get niggas scoffing, right? But you can't control your anger, and you find everybody. You just aggressive, all right? The Lord not looking for that, all right? Because we're gonna come into a time where we're gonna suffer wrongfully for a bunch of shit. You just go be angry and try to fight Esau, right? Now moving in hope, knowing that the Lord is gonna intervene for you, for our cause. All right, the Lord not gonna be dealing with you, man. And that's speaking to myself first and foremost, because we're not perfect. We let it slip. We let it slip. May say something here, or do something there. All right, but we get better. All right, but with that alone is less it was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rachak, and the bonds to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, and shalom to the I am teaching this word throughout the four corners.